Welcome to No Stats, where we call it how we see it.
Back again with another one.
We back again, good brother. And before we jump in, make sure y'all like, share, comment, ring that bell, and subscribe, because me and Peach going to keep delivering this content. We about halfway through these NFL teams. We're going to keep, giving these previews and our record predictions and end it off with a Super Bowl predictions and all that. So stay locked in, stay tuned, and we're going to do what we got to do. And, y'all just handle y'all end, and we got y'all.
Send that love, man. Send that goddamn love, God.
We just reached our 100 subscribers. We want to thank everybody that subscribed, everybody that's watching. Much appreciated. Like we always say, y'all do your job and we're going to do ours. So we've been trying to flood y'all with content. We appreciate the love. As Peach say, love is love.
Love is love, baby.
So we're going to do something a little special, before we jump into this NFL season preview. We want y'all to comment on any video topic y'all want to hear me and Peach talk about. Comment on this video. Honestly, y'all can comment on any video. We're going to make sure that we see it. And we're going to pick three sports topics that we like the best. And we're going to make, 3 videos out of those topics. Showing some love back to the subscribers, to the viewers. So hit the comment section up. Any video, like I said, let us know what y'all want to hear me and Peach talk about. I don't care if it's baseball. We're going to do our homework. We're going to cover everything. NBA, NFL, boxing, UFC, no matter what it is. And me and Peach going to make sure we deliver that content to y'all because y'all been showing us love.
Watch the handle, it takes skill. We got to run it back. We in the field, you said it exact. You in your field, we looking for the facts. Let's keep it real, yeah, we talking no stats. Yeah, we talking no stats. Yeah, we talking no stats.
All right, bro. We still in the AFC East. We just wrapped up with the Jets season preview and record prediction. If y'all haven't checked that out, go check that out. Aaron Rodgers over there in New York, so that should be a fun season. Peach is all of a sudden a Jets fan, but this isn't about the Jets. We on to the Patriots today. Peach's team when I met him, but somehow he switched up. But on to New England. It's been inconsistent and odd, I'll say, since Tom Brady has left, right? Even watching the Patriots without Tom Brady. But, they drafted Mac Jones, and there was a lot of hype and, hope around what he could do. And they got to the playoffs that year, 2 years ago. Got blown out by Buffalo, but was able to still be competitive and make the playoffs. But the problem now is a lot of the teams in the AFC has gotten better, and the Patriots has kind of stayed the same. And from an offensive standpoint, this team struggles. They struggle to put up points. Patriots are always going to play defense, right? That's just Bill Belichick's way. That's what he knows. That's his mantra. But offensively, they struggle. They did that thing last year where they had 2 defensive coordinators and no offensive coordinator, and it showed on the field. So they bring back Bill O'Brien to hopefully get that offense in track. We'll see how it goes, but let's jump in, bro. Let's jump in. Talk about the squad.
And to piggyback too off how you said, like, because this team had 2 losing seasons in the last 3 years, and you said earlier too, just how this team looked post Brady, and I compare it to kind of like with LeBron leaving the Cavaliers. When you lose a player of that magnitude, you kind of have to re-identify yourself. And look how long it's kind of taken the Cavs through both stints. The first time LeBron left, they went and got Kyrie. They still couldn't get out the mud. He comes back, brings the franchise back up to here. He leaves again, but now you see Cleveland has re-identified themselves. Like the LeBron void is always gonna be there, but they have their own identity now. You have Darius Garland, you got Donovan Mitchell, you got Evelyn Mobley, Jared Allen. They've built themselves back up to where they can get out of LeBron leaving shadow. And I think New England needs to kind of do the same thing. They need to. I like Mac Jones, but is he really your franchise quarterback going forward?
I think that's a phenomenal comparison and perspective, because like you said, losing a player like that, it's hard to consistently be good, right? Like and be the Patriots that we have known for the last decade or two. So it's going to take some time to rebuild that thing. And you would think you would have a head start with a guy like Bill Belichick, arguably the greatest coach of all time, right? To put those pieces, just make that rebuild faster than it needs to be. Cut the rebuild timeline in half. But like you said, is Mac Jones your guy, right? Got to put the pieces around him. See, I think their problem is they're so used to Tom Brady. He didn't really have to put. I mean, he had Gronk. He had some pieces around him, but it was never like go get a bunch of star playmakers and make it work. I mean, he went with Deion Branch and a countless amount of running backs.
Wes Welker.
Wells Welker, Julian Edelman, right? They weren't all pro receivers and things like that. So that's what they have kind of relied on, and I don't think you can do that with a guy like Mac Jones, at least not yet. Maybe he can grow into something, but let's jump in, bro. Last year, missed the playoffs, and they lost some players as well. They lost Jonnu Smith. He won't be there this year. They lose 2 wide receivers, and Nelson Aguilar and Jacoby Myers. They lose their tackle Isaiah Wynn, but then they also lose running back Damian Harris. Him and Ramondre Stevenson was that 1-2 punch. So now he's out the door, and Ramondre will be more of a powerhouse back there. Although, I mean, it's the Patriots. Another running back will come along, and they'll put him in, and he'll get his touches. On the addition side, they did add Mike Gesicki from Miami.
Dolphins,
Who
right.
I like that. I think he's a little more explosive than Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith's a better blocker. Might be a better high point possession tight end, but Mike Gesicki can get elusive, got some yak, use some yards after the catch, and just bring some juice to this offense. They go get Juju Smith-Schuster fresh off a Super Bowl. I like Juju a little bit, bro, but I think the situation needs to be perfect for a guy like Juju. I don't think he's a clear-cut number one. So interesting to see how he does. They signed Riley Reef to that offensive line. I think he was at Chicago last year. I know he was in Cincy a few years ago. He was in Cincy for that Super Bowl run. And then they draft Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon, who I really like. The Patriots always been good with cornerbacks. They find those guys. Malcolm Butler, right? J.C. Jackson.
You
And
even go all the way back as Asante Sam.
Exactly. Patriots find those DBs, and I think Christian Gonzalez is one of those guys. So I think he'll make some splash plays this year. Then they get Keon White, I believe, from Georgia Tech to come off that edge and help Matt Judon out, bringing some pressure to the quarterback. So not a ton of losses, not a ton of additions, and I think this is standard to the Patriot way. But what they lose, they kind of replace. They lose 2 wide receivers. They only bring in Juju. But, you know, we'll see. Other guys have to step up into their role.
I think you got to ask yourself too, like, can Mac Jones get these guys the ball? Because you got Mike, you got Juju, who are veteran guys, and then when they got Bill O'Brien right from Alabama,
They did. Bill O'Brien back, yep.
and he's gonna be the offensive coordinator.
Correct.
So, who else did I have down here? I don't see too many additions. I think they're gonna rely heavy on Stevenson, but who knows? I don't know. I know this ball club when they made the playoffs that year. I know Mac. The defense was smacking that year. So I don't think Mac had
Mac
too
did
much
okay.
pressure on him.
Yeah, and I think he didn't absolutely, and I think Mac played well, and I think he's an okay quarterback, right? But like I said, bro, I just think that division is getting tougher. You got the Jets, who, you know, the Patriots, they could count 2 wins, at least 1 with the Jets, but now this is a team that's a defense that's getting up there with yours as far as consistency and stopping teams, and an offense that's more high powered than yours. Same thing with Miami, more high power. But it's Buffalo's division. And the league is changing, and Bill Belichick likes to be defensive minded. And defense still win Super Bowls and championships. Don't get that wrong. But you got to be able to have some firepower to put some points on the board. Because the days of a 17-9 playoff game is kind of gone. You know, you got to put up some points.
I want to ask you something, bro, and we didn't get to the schedule yet. But I can't really see this ball club making the playoffs. So, do you move on from Bill after this season?
I knew that was coming. I think if it depends on the season and on the record, right? If you go 8-9 and you're competitive, maybe not. But if they do move on from him, I think it'll be a mutual retirement thing. Like I think Bill Belichick is too much of a figure in New England and too pivotal to what the franchise has been over the last decade or two to just fire a guy like that. Like if Greg Popovich, and I think if Bill wants to continue to coach, he will be able to a certain extent. The Spurs aren't firing Greg Popovich. You know what I mean?
At all.
Like I don't think it'll be a fire. If anything, it'll look like a retirement. Robert Kraft will sit him down and go, "We just want to, shake some things up. Da da da. How about you just take a break and then you can come back, kind of like Sean Payton did a little bit with the Saints." And we might see Bill Belichick because I feel like he's a guy who just loves the game. That's all Bill Belichick knows. Like I don't think he wants to sit down on the beach and
He's
enjoy retirement.
He's a no bullshit guy. Like
He wants
I've
to. Yeah.
never seen him laugh, bro,
No.
since I've been watching football.
Nah, bro. Nah. That's what I'm saying. He's entrenched into the game. So if he does, quote unquote, have to leave, I think it'll be via retirement, and he'll
Let me
come
say
back
this,
and
too.
maybe go somewhere else.
Bill Belichick is 30 wins away from the most wins all time as a head coach.
Yes.
Now, is that something that Bill leaves on the table if they respectfully part ways? Now, we're talking about this Patriots team. Now, he stayed with the Patriots for 3 years, bro. And say they win a minimum 6 games. That's only 18
You ain't touching
wins.
that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, 30 wins don't seem like much. But it is in the NFL. Like,
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Only the best teams get 10, right? It's hard to get 10 wins in this league. But I will say, if he does move on from New England, like I said, I think it'll be kind of like Sean Payton did. Maybe not as long, but retirement, come back for another team out of retirement to coach another ball club. Maybe that just need just some better coaching, right? Has the offensive talent and just need a veteran coach to come in there and show them boys how to win. So I think he'll be back and he'll coach for another team before his career is over. That's my projection. But let's jump into this schedule, bro.
see. Billy B, we shall see.
Let's jump into it.
Yikes.
Last season,
Who started drinking after the bye?
yeah, no, seriously. But the schedule is tough, man. The schedule is tough, and it's a team last year that went 8-9, right? But I don't see them moving in that positive direction. But we'll jump into the schedule. Week 1, I know Patriots fans are probably loving it, but everybody else is like, "What the hell do you have going on here?"
I need to know too.
This is the Super Bowl, participants, Philadelphia Eagles. But week 1 is always wonky. It's always weird. There's always some things that you don't see coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brady is getting honored and retired, that day. And I think the Eagles are going to teams that lose that Super Bowl, they start a little slow, and I think they'll come out trying to get their foot back under them, and I think the Patriots will find out a way. And this isn't an easy opponent. Like I said, defensively, Bill Belichick is going to make sure these boys is doing what they're going to do. So I don't think they're going to be able to go into New England and put up 40-something points. I may be wrong, but I think the game ends up being close. And I think
they're gonna have a lot of energy, bro. Like with that whole,
man. It's the home opener. Brady's back. Belichick's gonna want to get a W. I'm not saying that the Eagles not gonna want to go in there and spoil it, but this is a team that they've lost a Super Bowl to. Mm-hmm. The Eagles won their only Super Bowl against the Patriots, so there's some rivalry-ish thing going on there, and I think they'll be pumped up to get that W, man. And the world will overreact because the Eagles will be fine. But it's just one of those weird games. When the Rams won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and the Bills are a better team than the Patriots are, but the Bills smacked them after the Rams won the Super Bowl on that Thursday. So sometimes, and then a couple years back, before the Chiefs had Alex Smith, the Patriots had won the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, and they opened up with the Chiefs. and that's when the Chiefs had Alex Smith and Kareem Hunt, and the Chiefs smacked the Patriots. So sometimes it's just, you
It's
got to
whoever's
figure
rolling
get
at
back
that
into
time,
it.
man.
Exactly.
You see that at the
So
beginning
week
of
one,
all these NFL things too. Just
you do,
guys coming out the
yeah,
gate
you
because
do.
no matter what, however the roster's constructed, um, what you got going into the season, um,
Mm-hmm.
the first like 2-3 weeks, bro, I don't think none of that
Yeah,
shit really matters because everybody's
and
0-0.
exactly, bro. And you don't want to be playing your best football week 1 and week 2 anyway. I mean, it's impossible, right? That's why that old saying, "Real football don't start until after Thanksgiving." Figure everything out. You know, any teams are going to put new wrinkles in that's not on tape, so there's nothing to
Hmm.
study. But by Thanksgiving, everything that they put in is on tape. You can study it, you can figure it out, and guys have to actually execute. So, yeah, wonky things happen in the beginning of the season. But moving on, week 2, week 3, week 4, Dolphins, Jets, Cowboys. Those first 4 weeks may very well be all 4 playoff teams. So even though they beat the Eagles, they lose 3, drop 3 there. Then they're home against the Saints. Even though I think the Saints will be pretty valuable this year. I got the Patriots getting that at home, right? And then I got them beating the Raiders in Vegas. I think they outcoached the Raiders. I think they're a better ball club than the Raiders. The Raiders would be drafting high if they still got that pick. But then home against the Bills, loss. I think the Bills are not. I think the Bills are the class of this division. They've been winning it these last 3-4 years. Then they're on the road in Miami, another team that's on the up and up. I think it's too much firepower for this Patriots team. I got that being an L. And then week 9 and week 10, they get two very winnable games at home. And the Commanders and the Colts, two teams that trying to figure out quarterback situations. Don't know how Sam Howell. I didn't see him in the preseason game. I didn't watch that, but I watched the Colts preseason game, and Anthony Richardson threw a pick on like his second, third pass. And not that he won't be good. You throw picks. I mean, Peyton Manning threw 28 picks his rookie year, but it'll just take some adjusting, and maybe Bill Belichick's record against young quarterbacks is like 50-1 or something like that. So,
Damn.
yeah, it's ridiculous. So through the 10 weeks, it's not looking bad. What are you
5-5 is not
5-5
bad for this team.
going into the bye?
But it's like, who the
But-
fuck popped the champagne week 11?
Big,
Party
but-
at Bill crib.
What? And then you come out that bye. You got 2 weeks to prepare for the Giants, but it's on the road. I think you go to New England. You go to New York, and I think the Giants get that W. Right? You come back home, and you play the Chargers, and I think this would be one of those weird games for the Chargers where they go to New England, and everybody expecting the Chargers to win that game, but I think the Chargers get out coached. I've been quoted talking about how I feel about the Chargers coaching staff. All the talent in the world. I think Justin Herbert's the top 5 quarterback, me personally. But I think the Patriots get this one, and then it gets tough. And then that'll be their only win. I had to give them something after the bye. Because then they got to go to Pittsburgh. Yeah, bro. Then they got to go to Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin and them boys will have them playing well. I think that'll be a W. Then they got to play the Chiefs at home. We know what that's going to be. Then they got to go to Denver, and maybe this can be one where they can get a win. Because I don't think Denver they'll be improved, but not that much improved. But the fact that they have to deal with that altitude and Denver's defense is nice as well. That'll be a loss. Then they're at Buffalo and home against the Jets. And I think both of those divisional opponents will be playing for playoff implementations and territory. So it'll mean a little more. The Patriots still want to knock them off, but I think those are just 2 better football clubs. So 6-11 on the season for New England.
As expected.
How you feel
man.
about it? How you feel about it? You think that's on target?
I'm leaning more towards a 4-13.
Patriots fan, real fast before he goes. Patriots fans, he abandoned y'all. So in those comments, right? He just had 4-13, and this was his team when I met him. So Peach, just go off on him in the comments.
I got an explanation for this Patriots fan. When I'm from Georgia. That's why everybody calls me Peach.
It's
when
not an
I
explanation.
was a
It's an
Patriots
excuse. But go
fan,
ahead.
look, when I was a Patriots fan in Georgia, I'm riding, with the Patriots, big Tom Brady guy. I then moved to Scranton, Pennsylvania, and when you tell people that you're a Patriots fan, they automatically ridicule you and break you in half. Oh, when did you start being a Patriots fan? When they won the Super Bowl in 2007? No, I was a fan when it was winning in the 2000s. But you're not gonna believe that because I'm from New York and you just met me.
Did I believe
You
it?
had to get up out of there.
Did I believe it?
I don't think you did. I think you did question me about it. I can't remember. I
By the
am
way,
a
that's
former Patriots fan. I apologize, loves.
there we go. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. All right, bro. As always, let me know which one of these losses you turn to a W, and which one of these W's you think could be a possible
We gotta
loss.
have a little razzle dazzle. And by the way, I think this is a fucking tough ass schedule for New
Oh,
England,
it is.
bro.
It is.
Like
It is.
tough. But one win that I would think I would change to an L.
Excuse me.
Bless. I think
Thank
I
you.
gotta go week 5 versus the Saints. Um, I get the coaching matchup, but I also think that this Saints ball club with Derek Carr, with Chris Olave, you
Hmm.
still got Michael Thomas out there. Um,
Yeah,
I know they're gonna be without Alvin Kamara, but I think this ball club could
he'll be
still
back
get
by
it
then.
done if like, oh, he'll be back by week 5.
Yeah,
So then I'm damn sure changing that W to an L. Um, I just need to see through the first 4 weeks how the Patriots is going to be putting up scores because, like you said, like you're not really worried about this defense, but can this team score when they're needed to score after
mm,
two big stops? Can you drive down the field in the fourth quarter down 4? Like shit like that. Like I just wonder about this ball club. Um, and then one L that I would change to a win. I'm gonna have to go week 18 versus the Jets. Um, Whether the Jets is playing for something or not, I think New England splits with them. Just giving all due respect to Bill Belichick in this
hmm
situation here. Um, and I think they can get one versus the divisional rivalry in the New York Jets. So
yeah, that was mine too, bro. In all fairness, I was going to change that Week 18 one to a Jets W. I think the Patriots can very well play spoiler. Like the Jets could be 8-8 going into that game, or 9-7, whatever the case may be. And I think the Patriots could upset the Jets based solely off the fact that Bill Belichick is a better coach than Robert Saleh, right? And the Jets are still trying to put some things together. It's still a young team. Um, that's the one I would change to a W. The W I would change to an L. Aside from the obvious one in the Eagles.
you're gonna go Chargers. You're gonna have that. You're gonna have that side over
I don't
there
want to. I'm
looking
trying to stay away
bloody.
from it. I'm trying to stay away from it, bro. But I'm gonna go Colts, and here's why. The reason I'm gonna go Colts, and I know I'm kind of contradicting myself because I just said how well Bill Belichick does against young quarterbacks, but it could be Gardner Minshew. We don't know, but Frank, I'm lying. Frank Wright is going. What am I talking about? Never mind. I'm not changing that one. I was about to whole explanation, and he's not even there. He's in Carolina. Yeah. I'm gonna go Chargers, bro. I'm gonna have to go Chargers.
I have to go Chargers.
Winless after the bye is crazy, but I'm gonna have to go Chargers, man. Like I said, Justin Herbert's a top 5 quarterback in the league, in my eyes, and I think they are a better ball club. So winless after the bye, bro.
Patriots fans, please, please don't hold back in the comments.
At all.
Please let
Nope.
us know how y'all feel about this.
Yeah, and give us your record predictions. And like Pete said, don't hold back.
Cause that week 11, after week 11, yeah, I was looking.